All right, come on in. Month of completion, day number 9. Do us a favor. I see y'all in here deep already. Go ahead and like, subscribe, invite a friend. I often say give us 5. Give us 5. Tag 5. Text 5. Tell 5. That we are here tonight. Month of completion, day number 9. And as you can see, I have a very, very, very special guest. It is her once a year cameo. Y'all say what's up. This is my wife, Tanisha.
Hi, everyone.
Happy birthday. It's the
Thank
birthday
you.
girl. That is so funny. It's the birthday girl. All the birthday girl. All right. So again, thank you all so much. I'm gonna share. I can't help it. I have to share. So while I'm sharing, y'all go ahead and say again, what's up to my wife? It's her birthday, and she, it's so special. She's on with me tonight on her birthday. Uh, so let me go ahead and share. I'm gonna do this right, and we're gonna get into day number 9.
Thank you, everyone, for the birthday wishes.
While I'm sharing, y'all might as well go ahead and share too. All right, again, blessings to each of you. I'm almost finished sharing on my platforms.
Thank you.
All right, there we go. All right, a lot of birthday love tonight. And so we're going to do a couple of things tonight. And again, thank you all so much. Day 9 of the month of completion. And so we want to encourage you to continue to touch what you're doing each and every day. When I started the month of completion, 19 was first year we did this. I did not even consider that it was my wife's birthday month, and that each of her birthdays we're gonna have to drag her on here to say something, or birthdays are extremely big in our house. I mean, we celebrate birthdays. We ice cream and cake it up. We eat it up. We meal it up. We get up early. All those things. I mean, at midnight we're celebrating. I mean, birthdays are huge. And so, again, thank you for sharing your birthday with the month of completion, folk.
You're welcome.
And so we're gonna open up for some questions. But before we do, I just want to let the world know, first of all, that my wife is a G. Like, I'm telling y'all, like, when you talk about someone who is consistent, someone who works extremely hard. Y'all know we got these boys. I mean, she is an amazing, amazing woman. And I mean, she holds it down and she works, she holds her own. And for those who are just meeting us in the last couple of years, we've been married 25 years. And so in October will make 20 for us. And so we've been in this thing for quite a minute, since I mean, it's a long time. And so um, I want to talk about, and then just open it up for some questions, but I want to talk about process. I kind of want to interview my wife tonight, and then I haven't told her. She said no, but she's on here live unless she runs away from me. She
I
said,
will run away.
"Now let me tell you this about my wife. This is an act of love because she does not like being in front of the camera. So, here's another thing. So my wife is the behind the scenes beast. You talk about administratively, you talk about organizationally. When we met in youth ministry back probably 30 years ago, my wife was the administrative assistant for our youth pastor as a teenager. And so, in terms of behind the scenes, she's run businesses. She's been administrative assistant in mega churches. And so, I mean, she knows how to do ministry. She's been on staff. So, in terms of organization, she's incredible. So I have a team now. Many of you have met my team, and this month you'll meet some more of my team. You'll meet the team officially that I've worked with now. Yannette, who works with our team, and all of you who see our text messages come through, and then Jesse. So we have a team now, but for quite a while, my wife was doing everything, like with all the behind the scenes stuff. I'm in front of the camera, she behind the scenes. All the t-shirts that are shipped to y'all, all the books that are shipped to y'all, all those things, all the little problem solving when y'all put down that y'all are a size medium, and we be looking at y'all picture and be like, that shirt is not gonna fit them. Like all of that, my wife be like, that shirt not gonna fit them. I'd be like, honey, they've been working out. She's like, they ain't worked out that much. That shirt not gonna fit. All of that stuff is like her. And so she is I mean, since youth ministry, I mean, she has been in this thing. So now she is a nurse. She's a registered nurse. And so I want to ask a few questions. She don't like she said no, but you'll have to answer.
Okay.
Okay, she said okay. You'll have to answer. All right. So you're a nurse now. Can you talk about, just for a little bit? So there are people who are endeavoring to be, like there's something that they want to be, something that they want to do. You are in your field. Since I've known you since a teenager, you've wanted to be in the medical field. You're actually doing that. Can you talk a little bit about the process, like where you started, and then kind of the steps that you took, and kind of where you are now?
Hi, everyone. So I started out, as my husband told you guys, working in the administrative field. I knew I wanted to become a doctor, but we started having all these kids back to back to back to back to back.
Yep, she started getting herself pregnant.
So I ended up going into the hospital anywhere that I could fit in. So I started out in housekeeping. And actually that was really one of my most favorite jobs, because I'm kind of a germaphobe, and I knew that the rooms that I cleaned were clean, and so the family members could trust and believe that their room was cleaned by me. So then I went into transportation. So I was the one that was pushing you guys or your loved ones around the hospital, to radiology, to surgery, to wherever. I did that. While doing that, I took a CNA class. I never worked as a CNA. I ended up going to school full time and working part-time while pregnant with our last child. And I stayed in school for a very long time. Got my associate's degree, and then went to University of Illinois at Chicago after having our last child. I think Caleb was maybe 3 or 4. And so I was still working as a temp at a factory doing data entry. and traveling down to UIC and working as a student in the financial department doing data entry. And then I would come home and I would take the bus, the train and the bus home, run to get my car that was parked in the driveway and go and get our children from daycare or wherever they were, and then come home and study. So I did that until I graduated in 2009 from UIC with my bachelor's in psychology and in a minor in biology. So that was not the end. So I said I wanted to go forward to medical school, but I ended up having a nodule on my thyroid, and I was scared that it was cancer. And so I changed my major before graduating to psychology so that I could graduate real quick. Had the surgery, it was not cancer, but I couldn't talk for 3 to 4 months. And I was enrolled in nursing school at, I can't even remember the name of that school. No, it was like West Suburban. Remember?
Okay, yes,
West
yes,
Suburban.
yes.
And they said, you can't start school if you can't talk, which was so weird because I was just going to take core classes. So whatever, I didn't start school. Ended up getting accepted. And this is a long story, but it's going to be shortened. Ended up getting accepted into the Indiana University Northwest in Gary, and into an 18-month program for my Bachelor's of Science in Nursing. I finished that with a really high GPA with our 4 sons and working, graduated, took NCLEX, and then became a nurse. So that's my story.
And I mean, I love this story so much. It's like, I always tell, we talk about this a lot, but I always tell Tanisha, I was like, man, your story is inspiring, that you desire to be in the medical field and you just got in wherever you can get in, starting off with housekeeping, like cleaning rooms. Then you go to transportation. Then you take a CNA class. Then you go to school. You start off at a junior college, South Suburban. Then you leave there and you go to a university in Indiana, University of Indiana. Then, or UIC, University of Illinois Chicago. Then you graduate with your bachelor's. Then you go to University of Indiana and get another degree. Get your then. And I remember when you were taking, what do you call that when you is it NCLEX?
NCLEX.
Yeah, before you become a nurse, you got to take your NCLEX. And I remember sending her away, Dr. Stewart, for a couple of days to a hotel, just kind of study for an NCLEX. I had to get her a parting gift before I left, but that's another story.
And my favorite singer died the day before I took NCLEX, so I was distraught. Whitney Houston.
Yes, so she took her NCLEX. She knocked that out, and she's been in the medical. I mean, working ICU, just in the medical field, doing her thing. And next year when we come back for the month of completion, we got a big surprise for y'all too. So Tanisha over here cooking some stuff. Like she don't, again, when we're in church, whatever, she hates to sit in the front. She always sits in the back. Anytime I'm speaking, I mean, she just doesn't like this at all. And I be like telling her, because I mean, she has a lot in her in terms of spiritually. She was in the church before I was in church. She the spiritual person in our house, like for real. So we took a course, so we took what did we take?
Biblical counseling.
We took a biblical counseling course to get certified as nuthetic biblical counselors, right? So we both took the same course. And guess who finished at the top of the class? Guess who finished? Like my wife did, not the preacher. My wife was the one at the end of her class giving the speech, and just top of the class, number one, crushed that thing. And that's a hard course. Those of you who are New Life people, you all ask Pastor Camille how hard that course was. You know, Pastor Camille thinks it's hard. It's hard. Don, Cole, Senor, and my wife top of the class. Absolutely amazing. And so as the month of completion is here, like I want to encourage you and let this testimony encourage you to, no matter what your dreams are and no matter where you're going, like, man, get in where you fit in. Just because you start somewhere doesn't mean that that's where you're supposed to end. I mean, it doesn't. You can start anywhere. And again, that's why I said she's a G. She has this zeal, this fight, this stick to itness. And so, and then, like I said, we got some testimonies coming next year. Y'all gonna be shocked. We into some stuff. We over here cooking in this Wheat household. We working hard, like both of us. We are extremely hard workers. Like we just are. We making our paper. We glorifying God. We doing things we've never done before. We vacation like never before. We serving God, and I could not do it. Anything I'm doing without the support of this woman, and she's 25 plus years. I mean, we've been married for 25 plus. I mean, she's been like right by my side. Even if you don't see her, she always got my back. Even when I'm crazy and stupid, she got my back. So, all right. So
you be stupid
and crazy. I be stupid and crazy. So, any questions for us about process, about marriage, about anything, about when we were younger? We'll open the floor for some questions, and then we're gonna jump off of here tonight. But any questions you all have for us? Brenda Jones.
Thank you, Brenda.
Your wife is beautiful. I keep her looking young. I tell everyone.
He does.
I keep her looking young. I came in today bearing many gifts for her birthday. So I'm the gift giver.
He is.
And let me tell you all something as you're thinking about questions for us about anything. My wife is she don't spend no money. My wife is a penny pincher. I promise. And this was probably 10, 15 years ago. I gave my wife, I thought I was doing something big. I gave my wife $1,000 and told her to go shopping. I'm like, I'm about to do a big this shit, baby. Here, bam, $1,000, go shopping. My wife said, thank you. She's so happy. She came back from the store with like $800 something. Be like, here's change. She don't spend no money. She be talking about stacking. Shoot, this girl won't spend no money. I had to, man. When we going on these trips and stuff, we went to like Hawaii. She's like, don't tell me how much it costs. Like she don't want to know. She don't. So, all right. So here's a question for you. I know it's not for me.
Early at the top.
All right, early at the top. We're gonna go through these questions. All right, so early at the top. So how do you keep strong? How did you keep strong marriage for me? I've been married for 6 years. Okay, you can go ahead.
You go.
Well,
marriage is hard.
It's
extremely hard, and I just say it's hard.
It's about keeping the marriage strong. And so I think with anything that you have to be willing to work on it. And so really, it's really by the grace of God. Like, because in the world that we live in, it's just easy sometimes to just bounce. Like my wife doesn't, like, we don't, we, of course, 2 is better than 1, but we don't need each other financially like that. Like if she walked away, she's making her own paper. I'm making my own paper. Our kids are pretty. So, but you have to be committed to the work. And it is work. And so I think just working on it. Perhaps being in an environment where folk can be praying for you, and keep folk out of your business. I mean, it's it's some things, but anybody that looks at anyone's marriage, I can't speak for everybody, but I just know that it's work and it's hard. So it's a good question.
Yeah, I think the keeping people out of your business is a big one. I mean, Terrell and I disagree. We don't yell at each other because who does that? He's not my kid. I'm not his kid. And we have a mutual respect on that. And our boys are never going to hear us yelling at each other in the house. We have to be an example. Um, but, when we disagree, we don't run and go tell our family members because family members don't forgive. I know my sister probably can't tell me anything adverse because I have a really hard time forgetting. So we just pretty much handle it between ourselves. And if we need some help for real, we'll get some help. And God is our help.
Yeah, and then too, also, I would say that everyone's journey is different. And so you cannot look at one person's journey because you're not those people. And so, I mean, our journey is different. I'm different. Her needs are different. My needs are different. And we just do the best we can. We grow. All right. All right, I guess we got some more questions. This is good. All right. Did you ever get frustrated and want to quit?
Yes.
Yes. Now, I'll say this though with that. Like as frustrated as we've perhaps been, we've never ever like left the house. Mm-hmm. Like we've always slept like, some people get frustrated. They know we leaving for a day or two. I'm gonna be gone all night. No, we always in the house. We always here. Things have been tight. Things have been tough. Things have been rough. And but we've always had a kind of an unwritten rule that we're gonna tough it out in the house, like together. And so yeah, frustrations come. Mm-hmm. It's just a part of the process. So yeah. All right. So Shalonda. What's up, Shalonda? All right.
Hey, Shalonda.
How do you balance everything? This is Tanisha with work, school, kids, and marriage.
I feel like I said this before on one of the other lives. My mother said something to me when I was giving birth to my first child. I gave birth to our first son at 19. I was very young. I had never seen anyone give birth live, and I really was not educated on it. My mother said, Tanisha, this is going to, but it's going to be over soon. This isn't going to last forever. That thing stuck with me like glue. And it helped me get through each and every one of the deliveries of my babies. I knew that the labor pains weren't going to last forever. And I feel that her words helped me to balance my work, school, kids, and marriage. Whatever situation was going on, it was not going to last forever. Just like God got me through those labor pains, He was going to get me through whatever situation that was going on at the time in my life. So that's pretty much how I balanced it. Yeah, taking it one step at a time, 1 minute, 1 hour, 1 day.
Yeah, and then I think too, both of us have pretty intense schedules. We don't frown on that with each other. Like it's almost like we understand that we're trying to do some things. And sometimes we both talk about this. Sometimes stuff is just going to be kind of out of balance. Like, if she got schoolwork, she just got schoolwork. We were like, you got to pass this class because you can't fail because you will fail the program. So sometimes I think balance could be misleading in that you just won't be balanced. You just have to give the proper attention to what you have to give the proper attention to at the time. So it's like not no balanced health if your foot is caught in a rat trap. You like I ain't trying to take care of no more. You try to take care of your foot. So depending on what's urgent at the time, sometimes all of the attention goes to that. When my wife was testing and things like that, the house we shut it down. Certain things I'm doing ministry wise, I have to get ready, prep or whatever. We all know leave me alone. I can sit in my office sometimes for hours, but I'm getting ready, whatever, and we just understand that sometimes. All right, that's what balance looks like for us. And I think it's important that we continue to reiterate as well. What work in a Wheat household might tear your household up. So we ain't trying to say this is what you do. We trying to say this is what we're doing and it's working for us. All right. Date night. Do you have date nights? If so, how often?
Not often, but we create our own date nights here in the house. So as far as going out, now with the pandemic, I'm a whole germaphobe. So I don't go anywhere. Hardly. Um, I'm an oncology nurse, and so I try to stay away from crowds as much as possible, but we create our date nights here. And when the kids were little, I didn't let people babysit the kids. So we created a lot of family nights. Um, that's what we did.
Yeah, and then we create moments together, but also we do make sure that every year we go on vacation.
Right. We do have a
We
1 week
take we
vacation.
take weekends away. Like we'll just hit a weekend staycation like that. Take our we got Lysol in my office. I ain't advertising, but take Lysol or whatever, and we just be spraying stuff down, and we make it happen. And so we're simple though too. Like we're very simple with like stuff that we like to do, and so that's helpful. That we don't need a whole lot, and
Mm-mm.
so all right, y'all. These are some good questions y'all coming with. Can you work on marriage by yourself if the other part is not willing? I think you can. I mean, you gotta do your part. Like you can't make anybody do anything. You can't make anybody love you. You can't make anybody stay with you. I remember years ago, some folk was telling me to make my wife do some stuff. I was like, you sound like a fool. I ain't said that out loud, but I was thinking it in my head because the reality is you can't make nobody do nothing. I mean, you could, I'm bigger than her. I'm stronger than her. I'm not gonna put my hands on her. I'm not gonna force her. I'm not gonna.
Sure isn't.
I'm not gonna be yelling. The other day, my our oldest son, who is not our her biological son, our oldest son was here, and I said, "Tanisha, you better stop or I cuss you out." And he's like, his eyes bucked. He's like, "I love to see that," because I don't cuss. Like my kids, I just don't curse, and uh, so you can't make nobody do nothing. I'm not gonna cuss her out. I'm not gonna put my hands on her. But I think if I was trying to work on the marriage and she was not, I think I would still do what I can do, and whatever she decides to do it. And this is why you hear so many times when couples split. Oftentimes, it's one couple saying, "I'm not gonna give up. You give up," because they want to be able to say, "You left. I didn't leave. Well, I'm still working on it. You the one that bounced out. You divorced me. I didn't divorce you." So I do think that one person can do it. That's your question.
Um, it's easier now that the boys are older. So all of my boys are old. The youngest is 17, so they're very independent of me. How did I do it back when they were dependent? And in I don't know. I really don't know. I'd say that it was 100% divine intervention because they had each other, so they weren't really needy, but they did demand attention from me. So it was definitely God. Definitely. Because it's hard. I don't even know how to answer the question.
Yeah, we don't know the answer to that question ourselves.
Yeah, because
all right.
I pretty much, hold on. I always say that the situation that I'm in, whatever is going on around me, is just not about to consume me. It's not about to get the best of me, because I got stuff to do. So I have to keep it moving. I gotta get to the next step in my life. So whatever needs to be done is going to be done. So that's Tanisha. I don't know how it is with you, Tamara, but that's Tanisha. I just keep it moving. I don't know if that's a good answer.
Thank you for that. All right. Heisha. This is Lahisha.
Hey, Lahisha. I don't have a soft tone. I'm actually a very mean person.
I have a soft tone.
Yes. I guess so. My boys and Terrell make it easy for me. I'm kind of spoiled, which is kind of cool. But there are times where our boys test us, and I know how to handle that situation because I'm from Dalton. But
I'm gonna tell y'all what you're really from in a minute.
So I know how to handle it. So I'm really not that soft tone when it comes to taking care of whatever needs to be taken care of in the house.
She is from the West Side. I don't know why we're blurred. I don't know why the camera's blurred. No, don't move. No. I don't want to touch because the whole camera fall down. It's not gonna be good. But you all can hear us, and yeah. All right.
But I try to keep a soft tone because we're not about to be up in here yelling in my house. And Terrell doesn't go for the yelling. I don't. It's just we have to keep it at a certain level in this house.
Yeah, because I mean, I'm glad she said that because I wouldn't have said that, but I don't be yelling. You'll be yelling this. You ain't gonna be yelling, screaming in my house. I do not. I knew early before I got married that I did not want to allow a screaming woman. Like, you gotta learn. I mean, who wants to wake up somebody? I mean, anyway, if it works for your house, it works for your house. But who want to wake? I don't want to wake up a woman screaming. Every time something happens, you screaming, cussing. Even like, the boys going to school and stuff. I'm like, in the mornings have to be peaceful. If I need to get you, I'll get you on the way home. Or when you get home. But I mean, all that yelling stuff is for the birds. All right. All right. So there were some good questions. Y'all did rapid fire questions there. And so any more thoughts for us? But I really like this. I think my wife's first time sharing her part of her testimony in terms of her career on here, because I mean, she set a goal, and whatever route she had to take to get there, I mean, she walking in this thing. Extremely smart. And so again, we want to encourage you, man, to finish something. So she applied to be a housekeeper. She got it. She rocked it. She applied for transportation. She got it. She's in the hospital now. She's around. She's seeing. She got it. Went to CNA class. Went to junior college. Went to a university. Graduated. Went to another university. Graduated. Got her nursing degree. And we push it. We still working over here. So again, we got testimonies coming, but God is just so faithful. So we want to encourage you that no matter where you are, this is not the end for you. This is not the end for you. And this is really, really good. So if any more questions for us, if not, we're not gonna hold you. It's late tonight. I mean, Any more thoughts, questions for us that we can answer? Pray you all are doing good. This is my favorite day of month completion, to be able to come on with my wife and just share.
And sorry, I'm not that talkative, but it's so good to see you guys. Thank you, Lahisha. Thank you, Tanya. Thanks, Ebony. Cicely.
Ebony, thank you. Yeah, the thing is, like my wife said, you know, at a point, man, you just gotta look yourself in the mirror and be like, whatever it is, you created it, and continue to work on it. And again, talk about month of completion. Like, this is still stuff that I have on my list to do, like my family, like my wife. We had to put a goal down that we would go and how we would vacation and have nice vacations. So those are things, man, that you have to really, really work on. And we've been, again, blessed in the grace of God. It just really, really has been, in the favor of God. God's just been with us, and so have it in prayer for real, like seriously. All right, so Dr. Carla says, stay the course. Stay the course. All right, any final just words of encouragement for somebody that may be in their process?
Don't stop. Don't give up. And that's it. It's going to be hard. You are going to have some blocks thrown in your course. Go around that, ask somebody to help you get around it, do whatever you need to do. But it was many times I felt like a cat in the corner, and I scratched my way up out of that. You can do it. Yeah, just go for it.
Yeah, that's such good advice, because we've been in some corners.
Man.
Like, we look now at how God has blessed us, but that was times we were broke. Like, I remember one instance, and I'll share this testimony. I've never shared this online, but I remember my wife always careful because she would be telling the business. That's the look, like what you about to tell the people. But I remember one time when my wife was in this accelerated nursing program, and we ran out of money. We just did, and I'm like, man, I ain't got no money. Like, the money I'm using is for our kids, like the house we had, cars, stuff like that. I'm doing the best I could. We were doing the best we could, and I humbled myself. I prayed, and I said, it was
$8,500.
And like, how long did we have to get it?
4 days.
Right.
So, I went to school the first day of school, and my name wasn't on the roster.
Yes. So, and then
last semester of nursing school.
The last semester of nursing school, she went to school. Her name wasn't on the roster, and she needed $8,500, or she was going to be dropped
by Friday.
And she would have to start all the way over. So I'm like, where do I get $8,500 from? Like, I didn't have it. Like seriously. I mean, like, now I probably got $8,500 in my pocket, but back then we just didn't have it. So I called some friends. I think we called like 5 friends or something like that. We was like, which of our friends may have some money? Like, you think some people have money, they don't. But we was like, which of our friends got some money? And we called like 5 of them or something, or 6. Something like, we need $2,000, we need $1,500. My wife's trying to finish school. Y'all know I got y'all. I'm a hard worker. Man, these people was like, boy, please. They ran that money.
And my sister.
And her sister, her friend, my friend, their money came. They ran that money so quick. And they ran that money like, they was giving us $2,000, $3,000, $4,000. Like, it was like chump change. I was like, man. But God did that. And that's why, too.
That's a stumbling block that was thrown in our course.
It was. And then I'm like, God, what do we do? Let us ask our community, who we love and support and all that stuff, and pray for. Like, and that's why it's too, not, you know, at that particular time, we were the people in the group that didn't have much money, but we had friends who had and were able to help us. And I'm always empathetic for people that don't have now, because you just never know that Pastor, my father in the ministry preached this Sunday at a church in Chicago called Salem. And Salem is a powerful church, did some powerful things throughout the nations. And the pastor of Salem, Pastor Meeks, is retiring. And Pastor Carey preached a message this Sunday for what they call the unity service. And he was talking about how at one point in his life, he was the leper, like the person that was really down, needed help. And there's one line that he said that blessed my life so much. He said, "Be careful how you treat your leper, because one day your leper can be your leader." He said, "Be careful how you treat your leper. Be careful how you treat sick folk. Be careful how you treat broke folk. Be careful how you treat folk when they're down. Be careful how you treat folk when they go through their rough season. Be careful how you treat folk when they go through their sinful seasons. Be careful how you treat the lepers, because God knows how to turn lepers into leaders." And so we got that money, and she went on here, rock school out. We paid them people their money back, and the rest has been. And so I want to encourage you that we want to encourage you that even when you hit a stumbling block, God has a way.
Yes.
Like somebody around you got something that you need, even if it's just a prayer, even if it's some resources, even if it's a connection to make a call. Mm-hmm. Somebody around you got something that you need to help push you through what looks like impossible. And like I promise, we could say right hands before God, we could go to the bank right now. Probably you have to go to she knee tapping me now. But I promise you, $8,500 is nothing for us. Like literally, like I'm telling you, like times whatever. Like, but back then, 8,500 seemed like $1 million when you need it in 4 days and you ain't got no money. And so we just want to encourage you that no matter how difficult it looks, God got people out there that can help you. So don't give up. You go as hard as you can, even if it paints you into a corner.
Right.
And you just say, God, I'm in this corner. Now I've done everything. I've worked. She had straight A's in this class. She was doing everything she could. She's like, God, I did everything I could. Now I need you. And I was like, as a man, God, I'm doing everything I can. We got sons, we got stuff. I'm doing everything I can. We need you. And the instructions at that time was ask your friend. I wrote these people's name down on the list. And we wrote these names down on a list, and we prayed. And these people had that money like it was saved for us. Because it was. Oh, that's all right. So sometimes God will bless you so that you can bless others. Some of that increase that he's giving you, hold on to it, because God is blessing you. That literally shifted the trajectory of our entire family. Mm-hmm. It did. And I mean, it really, really did. And so, yeah. So to God be the glory.
Yes.
Melissa said we have not because we asked not. True. We are real friends to people. My wife always said that she's a real friend. If you my right friend, you got a friend. If you my friend, oh, you know you my friend. and when you are real friends to people, when you need help, real friends, you know. Mm-hmm. So last words, anything. Nope. She said nope. Her last word tonight was nope. So thank you all so much. Tomorrow morning, 5 a.m., I can make you a promise. She won't be sitting right here tomorrow at 5 in the morning. I tell you that. But Lord willing, guess who will? I might be. Y'all might be seeing Yanni tomorrow or somebody on here. I might be too. No, I'll be up bright and early, 5 a.m. Central Standard Time. Tomorrow's a prayer day, and we're gonna pray something new tomorrow. So get up with us tomorrow and pray. Let's continue in the month of completion. Again, y'all say happy birthday to my wife. She's so gracious tonight. I'm gonna give her an offering in a little bit. I'm gonna bless
my
her.
Steak. I'm ready for my steak.
Oh Lord. You gotta go say
Thank
no.
you.
All right, you all be blessed. Thank y'all. Month completion, day 9. And we'll see you tomorrow morning. We are out. They call you Lady Tanisha. There you go, Lady Tanisha.
Thank you.
Lady Tanisha. Yeah, she was a lady once. I was an interim pastor. She come to church. She was first lady with her big old hat on. I'm just kidding. She had no hat on.
Don't nobody believe that. Nobody.
Dr. Stewart, thank you. Althea, bless you. Tammy,
Thank you.
Evangeline, love you so much. I'm about to go cut her cake. All right. Have a good night.
Love you, Evangeline. Bye, everybody.
All right. Peace.